Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your...
Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Jade's Crafty Life. As you can see today I am doing something completely new that I've not yet done on this channel, but it's something that I've been wanting to do on this channel for a while. I've just been building up to it, trying a few different videos out first, something that was probably a bit easier to work my way up to a colour with me video. But this is actually going to be a bit more than a colour with me. I wanted to do something on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, that was just something a bit more fun. Not that colour with me's aren't fun, but something a lot more to it, something that would probably last us quite a while, because sometimes it can be difficult to think of videos to do, and also it just gives me a purpose, it gives me something to keep at, and I'm also hoping that this will motivate me to complete my idea, because it's something that I've never done before and I'm not very good at finishing things once I've started. I am a serial starter, that is my problem. So as you can see from the title of the video, you already know what it is, but I'll explain what we're about to do. So I've called this myself just Ultimate Colouring Challenge, and it's going to involve colouring Ivy and the Inky Butterfly by Johanna Basford from start to finish. Now I know a lot of people have already done this and that is awesome. I've seen some people's completed books and they're absolutely amazing, and I take my hats off to you, putting all the time and dedication, and there's a lot of beautiful creations out there, so absolutely well done to everyone who has done that. This is going to be a major thing for me to do. I have never completed a book from start to finish. I actually a lot of the time start images and get bored of them and just kind of move on to other images. So what you would actually see if I showed you all my colouring books is a lot of half-started images or just half-started stuff that's never finished. So I'm saying to myself that I need at least have a good go at it anyway, and we're going to be doing it together because that will help motivate me, and it gives us something to get going on this channel, something that you can kind of, if you do, I don't know if you would, but something that you can look forward to seeing like the next stages, and hopefully you'll feel the same accomplishment as I do kind of when we've finished this challenge, because you would have all been there with me through it. Some pages in here I've already started, and there's a couple that I've completed already and a few that's half completed, as I mentioned before. So what we're going to be doing when we get to those kind of pages is just finishing them together. Some videos I'm going to be doing colour with me is where it's going to be talking to you while I'm colouring the images. Some of them will be probably a mixture of talking and speeding up of colouring, and some of them may just be completely sped up with like music added in, so that you don't have to always listen to me talking away, because that can probably get quite annoying, or I might not always have something to say. But it will still be completed nonetheless. I've already chosen the page that I'm going to be doing today. They're probably going to be a random order as well. I'm not going to be starting from page 1 and working my way all the way through. I think I'm just going to bit and bob, choose the pages depending on what I feel like that day. I'm not going to leave all the pages to the end, or the ones that I don't really want to do. I'm going to try and even them out throughout so that it's not so horrible towards the end. I've got some pages to look forward to that way. So yeah, this is going to be the Ultimate Colouring Challenge of Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, episode 1. And thank you for being here with me, and let's get started on our epic journey. There is probably going to be a lot of videos included in this, so they're all going to be under their own playlist on my YouTube channel. It's going to be called the Ultimate Colouring Challenge number 1, because I might be attempting more if this does go well and if this gets a lot of good attention, and if I actually finish it. This is going to be something that I will hopefully do again in the future, but this is probably going to take me a long time to do anyway, and there's going to be a lot of parts to it. So if you did want to watch them all from start to finish, or just watch these videos, they will be under their own playlist on my channel, so you can kind of find them all there, and they won't get mixed in with all the other videos that I'm going to be doing in between, because there will still be uploads of all the other stuff I've been doing. There will still be colour with me's from other colouring books mixed in. There's going to be colouring book kind of reviews, flip throughs. There's going to be more updates to my colouring book collections. There's going to be more monthly subscription box videos. There's going to be still other videos of everything else, but this is going to be something that's going to be hopefully a constant throughout. So this is the page I've started. I've been thinking about numbering all the pages in this book and then naming the videos the number of the page so that we all can kind of see what pages we're at, because I'm not going to be able to think of a good name for every page, and then it will find it easier for you to find the page yourself because you'll know roughly how far through the book it is. So I think I might do that at some point. I'll probably do it behind the video and then let you know next time. But this is the page that I've chosen today. It's quite near the back of the book, and we've got the paragraph in the middle. I haven't read all of the story through here, and I've been thinking about reading it as I get to it, because hopefully there'll be clues in the writing as to what colours I should be doing each piece. If you do hear random weird stuff in the background, I do apologise. We have 3 cats and they seem to like to torment me when I'm doing a video. They're good as gold any other time. Well, I say that. They can be good as gold around the videos, but then as soon as I flip this camera out, it's like they all need attention. But yes, so let's get going. I've already pulled out some pencils to get started. I will be putting up the name of the colour and the number and everything on the screen for you to follow, and I'll probably put it underneath in the description as well, just in case you did want to kind of follow what colours we're using and what pencils and stuff we're using. So let me just get these in some resemblance of order. Okay, so these are the colours that I've chosen to start with on the first piece. So I'm going to be starting with this block up here. I do really like these style of pages in Johanna Basford's colouring books, the ones that's got a few different blocks, just because you can separate each block and make them your own, and they're all completely unique, and I just love the way it kind of comes together. Okay, so I was showing you the colours as I get to them one by one anyway, but these are the colours I've chosen for this section here, and I've decided what I'm going to be doing is doing like the light cream and then getting a bit darker yellow around the outside of the lanterns to give the effect of them being illuminated by the candles, and then making the section behind it light blue getting into dark blue to make it look like a nighttime sky, and then obviously we can add in the stars just to give it a nighttime sky effect. I thought that would be pretty cute, and then we'll fill in the drapes along the top. Like I say, this is going to take me a long time for this ultimate challenge, because you have to think I probably won't even get a whole page completed in one video to keep the times down, because that's probably still going to be a lengthy video. So imagine me splitting each page into, say, 2, 3, maybe 4 videos, and that's for one page out of the whole book. So we're going to be here for a long time, guys, but I'm happy to be here with you if you are here with me. This is something I also haven't tried before. I've never done an illuminated lantern in the dark, and it's something I've always wanted to try just to give the glow effect. So please do not judge me if it ends up terrible. This is my first time doing a glowing lantern, so we're going to give it a go and see how it goes. I'm going to start off with the lightest colour and work our way to the darkest colour, I think. Or should we do the darkest colour? Actually, maybe we should start with the darkest colour. I can never make my mind up, but sometimes I end up going quite giving with the colours and end up not having enough room for all of them. But I'm going to start with the dark in the corners. I haven't had these Faber-Castell Polychromo pencils for very long. These are new to me. I had a set of 10ish or something before and I really liked them. So I now have the biggest set they do. And before this I did use the Prismacolor pencils. So I'm used to pencils that blend really easily and really well, just by mixing them together. And since trying these pencils, I've realised that these ones are a lot more difficult to blend. It takes a lot more work and a lot more of a different technique, so I'm going to be trying my hardest to blend them as well as I can, but this is still very new to me with this type of pencil. But I did want to use these pencils because they're new and I just like them. They're definitely a lot better quality than the other ones, I do have to say that much. These are not as good for blending, but are definitely, I've not had one of these break on me yet, and I've had so many Prismacolor pencils just break all the way down. The lead has just crumbled on me, so for the price, that doesn't seem very good enough to me, really. I'm going to start with the darkest colour that I pulled out then. So this is Dark Indigo 157 from the Polychromos, and I'm going to start at the top edges just to get the darkness and edge my way in. I'm going to do a very light layer to start with until we've blended it all together and until I can see how much of each colour well, each variation of a colour I have room for. So I'll probably speed up the odd bits of colouring in between, just so it's not quite so lengthy and boring. You don't have to watch it bit by bit, but I'll be stopping in and talking to you during it all, so do not worry, I am not far away. If you did want to follow along this with me and actually do this yourself as well, please tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, on social medias and stuff. I'd be very interested and excited to know that there's others that are going to be following along with this challenge with me. It's not something I've announced on social media to be like, everyone come join this challenge. It's something I've set for myself, but if there are others out there that would be interested in doing this along with me, then that would be pretty fun too. I'd love to see your takes on all the pages and your progress through the book. It would be pretty awesome to know that I'm motivating people to be able to get books finished from start to finish, because it's definitely a difficult thing to do, really. The thing is as well, because I have that many different colouring books, which I know a lot of you probably know the feeling, it can be really difficult to choose which one you want to colour each day and which image. And I think that can be a bad thing sometimes, but when you have too much choice, because then it just becomes too difficult to choose. So then and it makes me swap pictures sooner than what I should. I don't get images finished because I get too impatient to want to move on to the next book, the newest book in the collection, which is not a good thing. I definitely should finish images. I do need to do a video though of all my finished pages across all the colouring books that I have, because I know I haven't done that yet and I've been working up to it. But about 2 weeks ago now, I don't know if I mentioned this, but if I did, sorry, but I actually dislocated my knee for the first time ever in my whole life, literally just by putting some washing in the washing machine. I didn't even feel like I twisted it weird or anything. It was so weird, but also very painful. And obviously since then I'm now in a knee brace that I've got to wear for 6 to 10 weeks, not straightening my leg at all, which is making things very difficult. So me bringing all of my colouring books over, because I actually have a bit of a craft shed. I call it a shed. It's definitely not a shed. It's more like an outbuilding that's converted, and it's so beautiful. It's amazing, and it's dedicated to all my crafty bits, and that's where I like to go and unwind and have some me time and do my crafts and stuff. And it also keeps it all out of the house because there's a lot of it. So all the colouring books are out there, and for me to be lugging in all those books would just be a big task. So it will probably be something that will be done once my knee's better. Now I can't decide whether this part is actually joined onto this part. I think it is, because there is kind of like wooden things across here to kind of separate it, and the only thing separating these is the curtain. So I'm thinking that this area, maybe this area too. So I think in that case I'm going to be doing all this bit here kind of like a dark night sky, because there's no lanterns over there lighting it up. And I should really do the yellow from the lanterns bouncing off everything as well. But what I'm not sure what to do about is, if I do all this as the dark night sky, I'm probably going to have to do the dragon quite bright colour so it doesn't blend into the dark. Decisions. Let's just go for it, see what happens, eh? I'll speed this bit up and I'll be back with you to talk to you once we've got all this dark blue down on the page, because I've got a big section over here to get through. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back with you. I went in the line a few times, more than usual, but it's because I'm colouring from a lot higher up in the air than I usually am, because I'm leaning kind of over the camera. But I've got the base layer of the dark colour down. That's not the final layer. Obviously there's a lot of white still shining through and it's a bit rough, and it's just placed down roughly where I think I'm going to put it. I do have a ring light on my camera, so the lighting on here is a bit strange. It doesn't look exactly what it looks like to me, but you can see if I bring it in close there, it's a very rough layer just shoved on the paper until we know exactly where we want to place it. After looking at the image while I was doing all the dark indigo, I actually was really looking at the image as well, and I thought that I might try and do this top half as a night theme and the bottom half as a day theme, because there's obviously stars and lanterns there, but then we have a mouse with flowers that's like in the garden here. So I was thinking I'm going to do this all bright and daylight and this all dark and nighttime. The dragon here I know goes through both halves, but that might also make it quite interesting because we can add daylight to the dragon and nighttime to the dragon, hopefully anyway. I'm going to give that a try. I've never done anything like that before, so it's something a little bit different. But what I'm going to do now is try edging closer and closer to the lanterns, making the colours get lighter and lighter to get to the really bright cream in the middle, and see how that looks. So the next colour I'm going to be going in with is Helio Blue Reddish 151. So with this, I'm basically going to be going along just very lightly on the edge of where we've already placed down the dark indigo, just to lighten the next layer up slightly to bring it into the lighter blues, because obviously where the light's shining, it's not going to be very dark around this area at all. All this area is very close to the lanterns. I'm talking to you like I know what I'm doing, but I've never done this before. Like I said, adding lanterns, kind of lighting up themed by candles in the day, in the darkness. I've never tried this before, so this is all trial and error for me as well. So bear with me. I'm just literally talking you through what I'm doing, just so you know. That's all. This is not by any means what you should do, how you should do it, or anything. Do not take tips from me. I'm not a professional. I'm just here to share my colouring and just to tell you what it is that I'm doing at the minute. Talk you through my actions. I quite like how this is blending with the dark indigo. I wasn't sure at first because they're quite different shades of blue, but I quite like it because it's quite contrasted against the dark indigo and gives it quite a nice blue hue. But I'm not, as you can see, I'm not coming out really far with this dark colour because the lanterns, I feel, would be lighting up this area a lot. So it's mostly going to be filled with the lighter blues, and we'll be saving these darker blues for the hidden areas that the light cannot reach from the lanterns. I do seem to be going out of the lines a lot more than I usually do, but I'll be going back through and touching it all up, and sometimes you mostly can't tell at the end because everything's got colour to it anyway. It covers up your boo-boos, but I'm not very close to the page as I normally am with my eyes, so it makes it a little difficult to judge. But I'm sure I'll get used to it. We've got a lot of practice to get through, haven't we, with the whole book to work through. So I'm sure by the end, hopefully, we would have perfected how we want the camera and the book and the pencils, etc. Also, feel free to comment down below any other ideas you might have for any other videos you'd like to see me do, or just to let me know what you think of the idea of this colouring challenge, and let me know whether you've done anything like this yourself before, attempting books from start to finish. If you were following my Facebook page, you will already know that I was starting this because I did announce it on there. not long ago. I've had this on my mind for a week or two. I just haven't been brave enough to start it, but you don't get anywhere if you don't start it, eh? I best just got stuck in, and once I start it'll be a lot easier to carry on with, so today is the day. There's definitely going to be a lot of editing and etc. to do, so I don't know how often the videos will be released, but they'll be going up. I'm going to move on to the next blue, just as another light layer, and this one's Ultramarine 126. This one's Ultramarine 120. Just as the next blue. I'm literally barely touching the page because, like I mentioned earlier, that these pencils are really difficult to blend as it is, so it's a lot easier to blend if you've gone over it really light in the first place, and it's a lot easier to fix any mistakes as well, because I'm not exactly sure how far in to come with each shade of blue until I've put it on the paper, so it's all trial and error, and then once it's down on the page you can go back over it with a few more layers when you know exactly where you want everything to go. I think I'm going to be adding yellow on the bottoms of the curtains as well, on like the bottoms of the curves, just to portray light shining on them, which is also something I've wanted to try for a while and never done, so this is going to be another thing that's very new. We're getting a lot of new stuff out of the way today. I really do like this colouring book though. It is one of my favourite Johanna Basford books that she's done. I love the style, I love the way it's laid out, I love the illustrations, I love everything about it. Okay, moving on to the last blue that I pulled out, and this one is called Sky Blue 146. And with this one I'm going to bring up all the way to where I want the yellow to meet. I've just completely coloured over that leaf for some reason. Okay, so I think that's everywhere that I want the blues to be. Now what I pulled out was this kind of really light orange, a dark yellow and then a cream, And I don't know how I feel about how they're going to look, but I'm hoping that it will give off the look that I picture in my head. But I'm going to be bringing the orange to meet the light blue to be the outside of the light, and then get lighter as we get in to give it the illusion of a really, really bright light. I don't want a lot of this orange because I want it to be more white and yellow than orange. But this is just to kind of show that it's the outer glow, I guess. But I'm going to be doing a lot more layers of these. This is just the very first layer. So it is best to be very light, very gentle. They're such pretty lanterns as well, and they're all different shapes, which is pretty cute. I love the dragons in here as well. I've already coloured one of the dragons and I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad there's another dragon on this page. That's probably what drew me to it, to be honest. That and the layout of the page, because I love these styles where they're separated into blocks of little images. Okay, I can kind of see it coming together, image of it glowing in the night sky. I'm going to move on to the dark yellow now, which is called Light Chrome Yellow at 106. And bringing this on the inside of the orange and quite up close to the lantern, because I'm going to bring the cream on the inside of the lantern as well as the outside. I should have actually added white to this mix, because I'm going to use the cream and then the white. The luxury with these colouring books as well that Johanna Basford does, especially this Ivy and the Inky Butterfly one, is that the pages are not completely white colour. So when you do add a white pencil, it stands out a lot more because the pages are quite creamish. And I like that, because usually when you add white to a page you can't really see it. You've kind of just got to leave it up to the page colour. Okay, so I'm going in now with cream 102, and then we'll be adding the white to the very middle. So this I'm doing on the outside, the very outside of the lantern, and I'm going to be bringing it inwards. So pretty. Sometimes it's really difficult to see what the finished piece is going to look like. You know, when you first start a page and you're doing it in a really light, rough kind of manner just to get your colours down to see what they look like. I get quite nervous thinking, oh no, it's going to look really bad and I've wasted the page now, but most of the time it ends up looking alright, not too bad. Probably should have left a bit more space down this end to add the lighter colours. As you can see, I'm struggling to fit these lighter colours in, and that's the reason why I put it all down lightly, is so you can see and hopefully go over a little bit the errors that you've made. But that's roughly the cream down. So now I'm going to add the white. I was going to go with ivory, but I really want to give the illusion of bright light. Okay, so we've got white 101. And I'm going to add this on the very middle. I don't know what I'm going to do about the candle itself. I might leave it like this, or I might add something to it, because obviously candles aren't white in colour, the flame especially. But I didn't want to do a glow and then add a flame. I don't know. I guess I'll have to add a flame, because flames aren't pure white, are they? So this is kind of the rough look of what we're going for. Yeah, it's not turned out too bad. Obviously we're going to be going over it again with quite a few more layers, really building it up off the page, making the colours pop a lot more, make them a lot darker than what they are now and blend a lot better, but hopefully you can see the look that I'm going for. What I'm going to do now then is I'm going to completely go over the whole thing again with all the colours, but I'm going to speed it up, so I'm basically going to be adding quite a few more layers to it and making it pop a lot more. So yeah, if you did want to follow this along, then you could fast forward and then pause it at the end, or pause it now and do your bit, and then I'll be back with you once we've built this up and got it to what we want it to look like. Okay then, so that marks the end of the dark blue for now, unless I want to go back in and do some touch-ups after a while. I'm not sure just yet. I'm just going through and getting rid of where I've gone over the line because it's happened quite a bit. It is pretty difficult to colour from this far away from the page, so I kind of did a lot of boo-boos. But this eraser is actually perfect to get rid of all the tiny little bits where I went wrong. If you're not sure what it is, I have mentioned it in the previous videos, but it's a Mono Zero eraser. You can see it. So it's just a really small one, a bit like a pencil, and you can just keep pushing it further down when it kind of runs out. I do have links for it down below where you can actually purchase it on Amazon. I do get paid a tiny part from Amazon for being an affiliate if you did use the links down below. They do give me a little bit of pocket money for it, which kind of helps the channel a little bit more, helps me be able to get some more stuff to be able to make videos with, like more books and whatnot. But there's no requirements to use that link anyway. That's just, I've put the links there to show you where I got it from, and if you find it cheaper somewhere else, just get it from somewhere else, but you'll be able to see what it looks like at least, and copy and paste the title of the item to wherever you want to get it from. I think that's about it. Bit on the dragon. Yeah, I'm not being too vigilant with where I've gone over the lines because it's all going to get coloured in at the end of the day, but obviously it just depends. If I'm doing a lighter colour where I've gone over the line, you'll probably still see it. So if you saw me in the speed up bit brush away some of the filings and stuff of the eraser, I just use a makeup brush, and this is some unicorn ones that I got online. They're so sparkly. So it gives me, I don't like using them for makeup. I just don't know, I don't like ruining them, so I decided to use them for colouring instead, which does not mean they're not ruined. It's probably ruined them more than makeup, but it's something pretty and sparkly to add to the colouring. So I'm going to move along then to the next blue in line, which is the Helio Blue Reddish 151 again, and I'm going to be extending where I've done the dark blue out from the edges for the second layer. I'm going over some of the dark indigo just a bit to help it blend and to add a bit of this, because this is a completely kind of different tone or shade of blue to the dark indigo, so I'm just kind of getting that mixture of them both in between both colours. I'm not coming out too far with this colour because again this bit I think will be really lit up from the lantern, so I just want to keep more of the lighter blues in this part. This was just kind of as a barrier from the dark indigo to the lighter, just to kind of give it the blend that we need to work our way to the lighter blues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the paragraph out on this page in just a sec, so we can read this part of the story. I know it's not following the story from start to finish, but I'm doing this page, so I'm going to read the next page that's next to it and this page, so I think they both kind of join on. So Ivy took the magic compass from her pocket once more and clicked open the ladybird's wings. She held it in her hands, closed her eyes and pictured her home. She imagined her little pink house sandwiched between the bakery and the florist, and all the precious things inside it. When she opened her eyes, the compass needle was spinning. As it slowed, it pointed directly at a large tapestry bearing a royal coat of arms hanging on the dungeon wall. hence the royal coat of arms hanging on the dungeon wall. And then I'll move on to this page. So obviously it's a double page, and I've just read from that side, and now we'll move on to this bit. "I wonder," said the Dragon Queen as she pulled at a shabby golden tassel suspended from a cord at its side. The fabric rose, gathering in swathes above their heads. Beneath it was hidden a small wooden door, exactly the same as the one Ivy had found in the Wonder Room. Ivy turned the handle, and it swung open onto a long dark corridor with a tiny pinprick of light in the distance. "It's the way home, I know it is," she said, turning to say farewell to the dragons. So cute, lovely little story there. So as you gather from the story, she lifted the drapes up and found the wooden door, which is the same as one that she found in the Wonder Room. So I'm going to be trying to do that when we get to the stage in the book where she finds the Wonder Room. I want to keep this door the same as that door, hopefully. And yeah, so obviously this bit she's going to be escaping, so it's pretty cute. And obviously this is the Dragon Queen, so I want to be doing it girly colours. So I'm just bringing this dark area up a bit. I'm actually bringing this blue down a bit as well into the dark indigo. So I'm still getting used to these pencils. They take a lot of getting used to compared to the Prismacolors, and the blend is just a completely different tactic kind of thing to it. It's a lot harder to blend. Hence why I keep doing a lot of lighter layers before I blend, just to try and help it blend together. Because when I first started using these pencils, which wasn't very long ago, I keep getting harsh lines when I want to blend. And obviously once you've put it down on the paper, it's really hard to bring it back up again. So like I did the other side, I've just gone over some of the dark indigo with this blue, just to give it that blend between the two colours. Don't be afraid to twizzle your pages to suit how you want to get to the little nooks and crannies, because I do that a lot as well. It helps sometimes to come at it from a different angle. So on this edge where it's going to meet the next blue, I'm just going over it very lightly again to help it blend. I've obviously used this colour a lot more at this bottom area because it's a lot further away from the lanterns, so it's more likely to have more of the darker areas in it, and the lighter blues will be more towards the lantern, so at least it shows this blue off a bit more, because the other areas we couldn't really use it for very much with the lanterns being there, but we've managed to use it quite a bit in there. I think I'm going to move on to the next blue now before I go over that with a second coat, just to get it all down on the paper. Moving on to the next blue in the line, which was the Ultramarine 120, and I'm going to be using obviously this to do the next layer. I'll go back over with another coat. I'm still being really light with this blue to start with, just until, because it's quite difficult where I went over it lightly before to still see the difference between the blues as where one left off and the next one started, so I'm going over it a bit lighter just to make sure I'm going over where I wanted to go over with this blue. So obviously there's only one more blue in the line of what we've been using, so we can bring this one out a lot further than the others because there is only one more blue, so we're obviously working our way to the lanterns. I'm going to turn the page a little bit just to get to this angle a bit better. And then this area I'm blending it back down with the previous blue again, like I did with the last time we was over this area. I don't like it when you can see the white tooth of the paper through the pencils, so I always try and do circular motions and do quite a few layers just to make sure you don't see the white of the paper showing through as much. I just don't like it for some reason. I feel like it's you can kind of see it in the picture, and I liked it to be completely covered in colour. Seems to keep raining on and off here today in the UK. Typical UK weather. It's been a bit up and down lately though. It keeps being really hot some days, and then other days it rains, and then it's really hot, and then it rains. Can't seem to make its mind up. I think we're supposed to be getting thunderstorms this week too. Well, today, the day that I'm filming this, is a Sunday, so I saw that we was meant to be getting thunderstorms. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I love thunderstorms. I love them. I don't know why. Like, they are pretty scary, and it doesn't mean I don't get scared of hearing the thunder, because it can be pretty scary. But I just love it. I love the rain as well. I love it when it rains. It just makes me feel really cozy. I know there's a word for it. I think it's a pluviophile or something, which means that you're a lover of rain. And I love it. I've really wanted to make a YouTube channel on all the stuff that I'm really interested in, because I'm interested in a lot of stuff that's obviously not to do with crafts as well. And when you're really into something, really enjoy something, you kind of just want to talk about it all the time, don't you? And you want to find other people that are interested in it too, so you can talk to them about it and they'll know what you're on about and want to talk to you about it. And I'm interested in a lot of... I'm a massive fan of horror. I love horror. Everything to do with horror, I'm a fan of it. I've watched so many horror films over and over again, and I love watching people play scary games. But when it comes to doing scary stuff, I'm a total wimp. I've done some of the scary mazes at Halloween that you get at theme parks and stuff, and I'm a massive wimp. But when it comes to watching horror films and stuff, I just love them. So I've wanted to make a YouTube channel based on scary things, because I'm also interested in just like the paranormal in general and supernatural stuff and like conspiracy theories, anything on that kind of subject where it's creepy and spooky and just all sorts of stuff like that. So I follow a lot of Reddits, I watch a lot of YouTube channels that are based around those kind of topics, and I love them so much, so I kind of just want to talk about it all the time. So if you are interested in any of those kind of topics, do give me a follow or a shout out so that I can give you a follow. And let me know if you have any kind of film suggestions or website suggestions or videos on YouTube, anything like that, or forums that you think I would be interested in seeing, because I'm always looking for more stuff in those subjects to read or watch that I haven't already done. So I know it makes me sound a bit strange being interested in all that kind of stuff, but I just am. I don't know, maybe it's the adrenaline rush, or maybe it's just the unknown side of it too, and the creepy side. I just like creepy, scary stuff. Okay, so that's that blue just about done. I'm going to go in now with the final blue, which is the Sky Blue 146, and finish off where we meet the orangey tone. And I'm bringing this back over some of the previous blues as well, just to again give it that blend between the shades. You can see why this is going to take a lot of YouTube videos, can't you? Because look how long it's taken just to do this one section of one page. It's not even a full page that we've done, and it's already probably an hour or so, probably more, maybe 2 long. So we're going to have a lot of content, but that's what we're here for, isn't it? That's what I like best. I love it when I can find spooky videos on YouTube that are really long, so that I can watch them for hours. I watch a lot of abandoned exploration videos, but also the ones that are scary. Like, I don't believe in them all. I know a lot of them, people are just setting stuff up to make entertainment for everyone, and like, I'm not completely gullible. I know that half of it is probably made up or set up or what have you, and obviously it's hard for them to prove that it's true unless we're there experiencing it ourselves, really. But it doesn't mean I don't like watching them. I still really enjoy it, and I do find it entertaining to watch, and that's probably one of the biggest subjects that I watch on YouTube, obviously alongside colouring and cross-stitching and crafts in general. Horror stuff and abandoned explorations and ghost stuff, all that kind of thing in general, is one of the biggest subjects that I do tend to watch online. Well, I know it's not everyone's taste. partner doesn't really like scary stuff. He doesn't enjoy horror films much, but he'll still watch them for my sake because he knows I like them, but he's not a big lover of them. So I understand that it's not everyone's thing. But my mum was the same. My mum's really a big horror fan, so maybe I got it from her. I always get so excited when there's a new horror film out to watch. So sad. I've even watched a ton of all the cheesy horror films that you can get that are really like just really not good. I also watch a lot of them. So I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel that was kind of just talking through scary events that's happened around the world, or talking about some scary videos that you can find online. But there's a lot of YouTube channels like that out there, and I don't really have much time with having a gaming channel as well as this channel. It takes up a lot of my time alongside running businesses from home, the craft businesses. I don't think I have time to kind of start a third YouTube channel, so maybe something I'll do in the future, but for now I'll be living through everyone else's content, I think. I watch a lot of like the top 5 and top 10 videos as well, where it's like top 10 scary videos found online. I watch a lot of those. There is a lot of spooky stuff out there though, a lot of really creepy stuff. But if you are interested in any of that kind of thing, let me know, because maybe I could read some spooky stories out while I'm doing these colouring pages or something. Or we could just talk about a subject in general that's spooky. I don't really want to talk about it if you're all going to be like really scared. I don't want to give you nightmares. That wouldn't be very nice of me. I don't know if I've told you all that I have a gaming channel too. So I like to do a lot of gaming. Kind of into everything, I think. I kind of see something, I just want to do it. It's weird. But yeah, I have a gaming channel. I should link it down below, I guess. But it's called Crystal20. I think it's called Crystal20 Gaming or Gamer. I had to change it. Oh no, it's just called Crystal20 on my YouTube channel. It wouldn't let me do some of the names, but no one was taking this on YouTube. So on YouTube, I'm Crystal20. And then on Twitch, it's Crystal20 Gamer. A bit annoying, but oh well. Still right at the beginning of the journey though. It's quite difficult to get off your feet because there's that many people out there doing gaming content, and you've got to compete with all the top people. But I'm not really there to compete in the first place. It's a bit like this, where when you love to do something, you kind of just want to put it out there and share it with the world, and find other people that are into the same thing, and build a little community, but your own community of people based around what you love to do, and people that you can chat to and have fun with. And that's what I was trying to do with gaming, because I have a Discord and stuff like that based around the gaming, but I'm also adding a crafting themed rooms in my Discord, just for people that are interested in that too can come and join. And it's just really nice to have some communities there based around what I like to do. So now we can move in with the other colours. So this one is the dark cadmium yellow 108. I'm just doing a very little bit of this because I didn't want a lot of orange. But this helps separate the blue from the yellow, I guess. I've gone into the blue just a little bit, and I know the circles around the lanterns aren't perfect, but they wouldn't be in real life either. They'd be kind of moving and glowing in little patterns, so that's what I'm telling myself, because I've not made perfect circles, that it's okay, because that won't be natural. I think I'm going to do a little bit at the bottom of the candle as well, just a little bit of orange in there. But the same again, if any of you do like gaming as well, drop a comment down below and let me know. Give me a little shout. I've got a whole new thing made for the gaming, so I've got like a whole gaming Instagram and obviously the YouTube, but then I try and stream on Twitch at least 5 times a week, but sometimes 6. And I've been playing some Nintendo games lately, because it'll be either Nintendo Switch, PS4 or PC games. And the Paper Mario came out not long ago, the Origami King, and I'm loving it. So I've been playing that for my YouTube channel. I want to try and do games from start to finish on my YouTube channel, like basically gameplay videos or walkthrough videos. And then the games where you kind of bit and bob in, I've been saving for my Twitch streaming. So like Minecraft Dungeons and Animal Crossings, things like that. But I've been loving playing Paper Mario, it's so funny. It reminds me of the Paper Mario that I had for my Nintendo DS, which was Paper Mario Sticker Star, and you could collect stickers. And obviously I'm a big fan of stickers, having a business where I make stickers and sell them. It was really fitting and I loved it so much. It was one of my all-time favourite Mario games. So I had to get the new Paper Star Origami King for sure. Okay, moving in further, we are moving on to Light Chrome Yellow 106 and going even further to the centre. It's such a long process, but it's worth it in the end. We're getting the finished look that we wanted to get. Because sometimes I normally stick to probably about 3 colours to blend with, but when there's quite a large space like this to fill in, it is worth doing a few more colours in between just to get more of a blend between the colours, especially with the Prismacolors. With it being harder to blend them, it's a lot easier when the colours are only 1 or 2 shades down from each other. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. It's probably a bit of a lengthy one. I'm not too sure on what length to do each of the videos, but I want to kind of get a good place to finish a video and not finish it in the middle of doing something. I want to get to a good position. So I know that it's nice to probably keep the video length down to about half an hour or so, but at the same time it's probably nice not having to end it and not get to where we wanted to get to at the end of the video. So hence why I'm going to try and speed up some of the colouring in between so you don't have to watch them, and it also makes the video length a little bit less. So going to the final yellow we have is, well, yellowy, it's cream, and it's 102. But I kind of see it as just like a really light yellow. I haven't picked cream up till very recent for my colouring, and I've been loving it since I picked it up. Been using it a lot. So we just have to be careful. I don't know if you can see it, but I've ended up bringing some of the blue down into the yellow accidentally, and it's obviously we're not wanting it there. I don't know what colour I want to do the lanterns in themselves. I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's best to keep them a light colour to help keep it light in the middle, or to make them dark and then you can see the contrast of the lighter colours around them. I cannot decide, but we're not going to be doing them in this video, so comment down below for me what you think we should do the lanterns, whether you think we should go for a dark colour or keep them a light colour, and we'll see what we can achieve. I just remembered I didn't finish doing the flames on the others. Just adding a tiny bit at the bottom of the flame, just because obviously flames aren't white, so. And then I'm going in with the white at the very centre. Probably won't make much difference, but if it makes a little bit, then that's what matters. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. It's not looking too bad. I think what I'm going to do is get the medium kind of blue and just re-go over a few bits because I can see where it's not blended right. So I'm going back to the Ultramarine 120 and just adding a bit more over here because I can see the lines where the colours have joined and I don't like that. So try and touch it up a little bit and get rid of the harsh blend lines. I know it looks a bit strange on the camera that you're seeing because of the light that's shining on it. It kind of, because it reflects off of the shininess of the pencil that's on the paper, it looks like it doesn't look like what it actually looks like. So I will bring it closer to this camera once we've completed this bit so you can see it a bit better. So as you can tell, like I said at the beginning, it can take quite a lot of layers to achieve the outcome that you want to achieve, but it's definitely worth it when you get what you wanted to get from it. It would have been easier to just go straight in and put the pencils down on the paper and move on, but probably wouldn't have been as good of a blend as what you should be achieving if you took your time and just add quite a few more layers than what you would have added. And I'm just going to go back with the Ultramarine, Dark Indigo 157 and just bring it up a little bit here to get rid of the harsh lines that I've got going on down here. I'm barely touching the paper just to try and give a bit of a hue. And then I'm going to go back again with the Sky Blue 146 just to do a bit more again with that and press on a bit harder with it too because I did a really light layer. I'm sorry if I'm quite silent for a lot of it. I keep forgetting that I need to be talking because I'm concentrating. When I concentrate, I go really silent. So if I am quiet, it's just because I'm concentrating. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to add too much into it. I know that we've got the stars to colour in, which I think I'm going to do in a bit of a glittery pen. And I'm going to add in some white from the white gel pen, just a little bit of a curve to show that we're shining off of the edges of the lantern. So I'm just going to make sure pen's okay. And then I'm going to add in, let me zoom in for you. I'm going to add in just a small like curve on the edge. It's not even completely noticeable, it's just to kind of show that it's glass, I guess. And this section is done. Obviously we're not done completely in that section, but what I wanted to get done for this video is, so we've done the night sky and we've done the lanterns glowing there in the background. So for the next video I'm probably going to go in and do the drapes, and I want to be showing that there's light shining at the bottom of the drape, so that will be like yellowy, and then whatever colour we choose for that. And then, like I said, I'm going to try and make the bottom half of the page a daytime and then the top half nighttime. But let me just zoom in a bit closer for you to see the image a bit better, what we've done today, and then we'll end the video. So do you know what I mean, what I was saying earlier? Obviously look, with the light shining and reflecting, it looks really shiny, so it looks completely different. It looks like I've missed loads of areas and stuff, but I really haven't. It's ended up how I like it. It's a bit better if I bend the page for some reason. But yeah, this is the finished product from our beginning work. Bring it a bit closer so you can see the lanterns, etc. Obviously I've gone out the lines a bit, but we'll tidy that up as we get to it. So yeah, let me know what you think of what we have achieved for this video. Comment down below, like I said, what you're in, if you're interested in horror and stuff, and let me know if there's any creators out there that you suggest me following. Let me know what colour you think we should do the lanterns, whether we should keep them a dark colour or a light colour. And like I said, all my social medias are down below, so please go give them a follow. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, it helps support me tremendously. Hit the bell notification and that will let you know when any of my future videos go live, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.